We can also create a synthetic long call. How are we going to do that? We're going to buy the stock and buy the put in a 1-to-1 ratio. What does that mean? Buy 100 shares of stock, buy 1 put. Remember, each option contract is for 100 shares. If I have 100 shares of stock, I have to have 1 put. Our Greeks are going to be identical between the long synthetic call and a regular long call. Both positions will act identically to each other with any type of price movement. And that's not just the movement in the stock. That's movement in volatility and the passage of time also. So since they're going to be changing and reacting identically to changes in variables, they're going to be doing the same thing at the same time. Risks and rewards. Both of these positions will make and lose the same amount of money at the exact same price levels. 2 charts. Beating as one. They look identically the same way. What you have to do is go into your Thinkorswim platform, find a call, buy that call, run a P&L chart, take a copy of it, a screenshot, or print it out, and then go back in, take the long call out of there, buy the stock, and buy the corresponding put. Run a P&L chart on that one. When you do that, what are you going to have? You're going to have 2 charts that are identical. Why? The positions are identical. So let's take a little comparison on the P&L side. Let's start with P for profit. Let's say we think the stock is going to go up, and we buy 1 June 65 call with the stock trading at 65.50. We buy that call for $2.04. These numbers are right on your sheets. Follow them. Stock trades up to 67.50. At 67.50, if you look at the June 65 calls, it's now worth $3.34, giving us a positive P&L of $1.30 per share per contract. Total dollar profit, $130. If our synthetic long call construction is identical to the real long call, we should make exactly $130 with the stock trading up from 65.50 to 67.50. Let's see. First, we need to what? Buy stock. We buy the stock at 65.50. And we need to buy 1 June 65 put. With the stock at 65.50, that put is worth $1.48. Stock now trades up to 67.50. Our stock itself will actually have a $2 profit. Our put, however, is going to have a loss. With the stock going up, the put is going to lose value. How much is it going to lose? Well, with the stock at 65.50, the put was worth $1.48. It's now worth only 77 cents, and we're long it. That means we lost 71 cents. We made $2 in the stock, lost 71 cents in our put, gives us what? A positive P&L of $1.29 for a total dollar profit of $129. They both perform equally on the way up. Now we've got to check the way down. I know you know it's going to work out now, but we're going to go through them anyway once. You should go through a good 5 of these. 5 of them. Each one, long stock, long put, long call. Short stock, short put, short call. Go through 5 of each on your sheets. Make sure that you got it in your head that these synthetic positions are mathematically true. Let's buy our call again. Let's buy the June 65 call with the stock at 65.50. We're going to buy it for $2.04. This time, let's have the stock drop. Let's have the stock go down to 61.50. When the stock trades down to 61.50, our call trades down to 49 cents. The one we bought for $2.04 is now worth 49 cents. That's a negative P&L, a loss of $1.55. Off of one contract, it's a $155 loss. If this truly is synthetic, it will lose the same amount of money at the exact same spot that the real position lost. Well, how do we set up this position? First, we buy 100 shares at $65.50. Buy stock, buy put. We buy one June 65 put at $1.48. When the stock trades down to $61.50, our stock position will have lost $4. We bought it for $65.50. It's now $61.50. $4 loss in the stock. But our put made money, didn't it? With the stock going down, our put gained value, and we're long it. Our put went from $1.48 with the stock at $65.50 to $3.94 with the stock down at $61.50, a $2.46 profit, which gives us a negative P&L, a total loss of $1.54, minus 4 in the stock, plus 246 in the put, loss of $1.54, or a total loss of $154. Why does this work? Because of the Greeks. If these Greeks are identical, which they are, if these Greeks are identical, both positions have to perform in the same exact manner as each other at every price level. They would have the same sensitivities. So let's take a look at our real position. Our real position is we're buying one June 65 call, long 56 deltas. Our synthetic position should have the same amount of deltas. Again, we've got to go back to that little absolute value of it. Remember that thing? We've got to go back to that. What do we have here? We're long a put, giving us short 44 deltas. Long the stock, giving us long 100 deltas. Long 100 deltas in the stock, short 44 from the put, gives a total delta of what? Plus 56. Same delta as the actual call. This time you're saying, wait a second, Ron, there's a difference here. This time we're looking at this option versus that option, a call versus a put, because the stock has no gamma, no vega, no theta. But we are talking about corresponding options. Two options that will have the same strike-based Greeks. Let's take a look. Over on our left side, start off with the real position. We can see that the June 65 call has a positive 7.2 gamma. When we look at our synthetic position, we notice that here we're long an option, giving us long gamma. How much gamma? 7.2. We know our corresponding put will have the same numerical gamma. In actuality, it's got more than that. It even has the same plus or minus sign, doesn't it? This is also a long gamma position. Why? Because we're long the put. Both sides have a long option that has the same gamma. Thus, their gammas are equal. Stock has no gamma, so the entire gamma of this position lies in this long corresponding put. Both positions have the same long 7.2 gamma. This is why I said earlier that long options can turn into long options. Long options can't turn into short options because this number for a long option will be positive. If I'm trying to turn a long option into a short option, it doesn't work because one will have a positive number, the other will have a negative number. You can turn a long put into a long call by buying the stock. You can't turn a short put into a long call. Their strike-based Greeks will be opposite. Why? Because I've got a short position on one side, long position on the other in terms of the options. They've got to equal. That means both sides have to be using long options. Theta, same thing. We know that the June 65 call and the June 65 put, being corresponding options, will have the same theta, and they do. So our call has a minus 4 theta, 4 cent theta. Our put has a minus 4 cent theta, and our stock has no theta. Short 4 cents of theta on one side, short 4 cents of theta on the other. The two thetas are identical. And the same can be said for Vega, obviously, the other strike-based Greek. We've got 5 Vegas from our long put, the same 5 Vegas from that long put's corresponding call. Both of the same month in strike, both are long options, both have plus 5 Vega. The Greeks match identically. Synthetic short call. Construction of our synthetic short call. Short stock, short the put in a 1-to-1 ratio. Our Greeks, again, will be identical. Both are going to react, both positions, going to react the same way with changes in stock, volatility, and time. Risks and rewards. Both positions make and lose the exact same amount of money at the exact same price levels. Both charts are going to be identical. You know what to do in your Thinkorswim platform. Go in there, sell the call, the real call. And what are we going to do here? We're going to what? Create a synthetic short call. Compare the two graphs. You'll find them identical. Let's see how the profit and loss shape up. Sell one June 65 call at $2.04 with the stock at $65.50. Stock trades down to $61.50. Our call will have obviously lost value. Call is down now 49 cents. What does that give us? That gives us a profit, right? We sold it at $2.04 with the stock at $65.50. It's now worth 49 cents with the stock at $61.50, a positive P&L of $1.55 per the contract. What does that give us total dollar profit? $155. Better work here. Sell 100 shares at $65.50. What else do we have to do? Sell the stock, sell the put. We sell the June 65 put with the stock at $65.50 for $1.48. Hey, you paying attention? You watching this? You got the sheets. The numbers came right off of that. Follow me. So this way you get used to doing it yourself, practicing a little, and getting comfortable with it. Stock trades down to $61.50. That's what? It's going to be a $4 profit in our stock position, isn't it? But the put is going to lose money, isn't it? It's going to go from $1.48 up to $3.94. But we're short that put. We sold it at $1.48. It's now worth $3.94. That's a $2.46 loss. We're going to have an overall positive P&L. We're going to make money. We got a $4 profit in the stock, a $2.46 loss from our short put. All told, we've got a $1.54 profit, total dollar profit of $154. Well, the profit side worked. Let's see about the loss side. Let's sell a June 65 call again. It's worth $2.04 with the stock at $65.50. Let's now have the stock trade up against us to $67.50. At that point, our call will now be worth $3.34. The one that we sold at $2.04 is now worth $3.34. That's going to give us a loss of $1.30. Total net loss on the contract, $130. Our synthetic short call should have the same result at the same price level. Sell 100 shares at $65.50. Don't forget, in order to create a short synthetic call, we've got to sell the stock and sell a put. Sell the June 65 put for $1.48. With the stock trading up $2 to $67.50, we're going to have a what? $2 loss in our stock position. We sold the stock at $65.50, traded against this to $67.50. That's a $2 loss. However, our put goes from $1.48 down to 77 cents. The put lost, which is great because we're shorted. We profit from the put going down. How much? 71 cents. So we've got a $2 loss in our stock, a 71-cent gain from our put. Still gives us a loss, not as bad because the put pulled back some of that loss for us. Loss of $1.29. Total net loss, $129. In both cases, the synthetic position and the actual position functioned identically. Both lost and made the same amount of money in the exact same places. Why? Because of their Greek comparisons. Our real position has a negative 56 deltas. Why? We sold a call. Call's a positive instrument. We sold it, which is negative. Negative times a positive is a negative. Negative 56 deltas. Our synthetic short call position has the same situation. We sold the stock, giving us short 100 deltas. We shorted the put, a negative instrument that we sold. Negative times a negative is a positive, gives us a positive 44 deltas. Minus 100 deltas, plus 44 deltas, plus 44 deltas minus 100 deltas gives us what? A negative 56 deltas. Our gamma, theta, and vega will also match up. These are strike-based Greeks, as we know. Corresponding options, June 65 put, June 65 call. Both will have the same numerical values for gamma, theta, and vega. And in this case, since we're selling the real one, and in our synthetic, we're selling the put also, it's going to give us the same positive or negative in front. You sell an option, you acquire short gamma. In our synthetic position, we're short the put. Short 7.2 gamma. In our real position, we're short the corresponding call. Same amount of gamma, and because we're short it, negative. Both positions with the same gamma. For theta, we're selling the options, right? We're acquiring positive theta. When we sell the option, we collect decay. How much are we collecting? 4 cents. 4 cents in both of them. They're corresponding options. Since we sold both of them, and since they have the same theta, then these are equalized. Short, a long theta over here, long theta over here from the short put and the short call. Identical thetas. And of course, vega is going to match up too. Both options, corresponding options, have the same numerical vega. We're selling on both sides. Sell the put gives us short 5-cent vega. Sell the call gives us short 5-cent vega. Both sides have the same Greeks. Finally, last but not least, the long put. How do we construct a synthetic long put? Easy. We're going to short the stock and we're going to buy the call in a 1-to-1 ratio. Both positions have identical Greeks. Like all the other ones, this one's going to have the same Greeks too. That means both of these positions are going to match up in terms of their sensitivities to movements in the variables identically. That means both positions will react the exact same way at every different price level. Thus, they're going to be identical. And that means their risks and rewards have to match up in both directions. Our charts are going to be identical. You know what to do. Try it out. Put forth a long put position. Take a snapshot of the chart or print it out. Do the same for your synthetic long put. Short the stock and buy this put's corresponding call. They'll both match up equally. Because they are, after all, identical positions. The actual long put. Buy one June 65 put at $1.48 while the stock is $65.50. Right there on your sheets. The stock trades down to $61.50. The put trades up to $3.94. You're long it. That's good. You bought it at $1.48. It's now $3.94. You've got a positive P&L or a gain of $2.46, which gives us a total dollar gain of $246. Now, our synthetic long put should do the exact same thing. We sell 100 shares at $65.50. That is the first component of our synthetic long put. The second component is to buy a call in a 1-to-1 ratio. We're going to buy that call while the stock's at $65.50 for $2.04. Stock trades down to $61.50. That's going to give us a $4 profit on our short stock. We sold it at $65.50. It's now $61.50. That's $4 in our favor. But the call is going to lose value. As the stock trades down, the call is going to go from $2.04 down to 49 cents, a loss of $1.55. That gives us a total profit of $2.45, plus 4 in the stock, minus 155 in the option, plus 245, for a total P&L of a profit of $245. When the stock traded down, both of these positions functioned identically. Now we have to take a look at how this long put does on the loss side. Let's take a look at our actual long put. Let's buy one June 65 put at $1.48 with the stock trading at $65.50. Stock trades up to $67.50. When the stock trades up, our put's going to lose value. It's going to trade down to 77 cents. At 77 cents, and we had purchased that put for $1.48, we're going to find that we lost 71 cents. Total P&L, dollar-wise, a loss of $71. Our synthetic long position should definitely function the way the real position functioned. How do we set it up? First, we sell shares. How many? 100 at $65.50. And we buy the June 65 calls for $2.04. When that happens and the stock trades up $2, our short shares will have lost $2. We sold them at $65.50. They're now at $67.50. We got a $2 loss in the stock. However, we did buy the calls. And the calls traded up from $2.04, where we bought them, to $3.34 with the stock now at $67.50 for a profit of $1.30. We have a loss of $2 from the stock, a profit of $1.30 in the option. What do we have? We've got a total loss of 70 cents for a total dollar loss of $70. Both positions lose the same amount of money at the same price point. And that's because of these Greeks matching up again. We come back to the same thing. We have our real position on the left, our synthetic position on the right. When we buy a June 65 put, buying a put gives us short deltas. In this case, 44 short deltas. In our synthetic position, we're not buying the put, but we're buying the June 65 call. That makes us long 56 deltas. But we are selling the stock along with it. Shorting the stock gives us short 100 deltas. Short 100 deltas from the stock plus 56 deltas from the long call equals what? Negative 44 deltas. Both positions have the same negative 44 deltas. Now when we come down to the strike-based Greeks, what do we see? Well, we know we're dealing with corresponding options. They have to have the same gamma, the same theta, and the same vega. What we have to look at here now is this plus or minus sign, negative or positive. If we see both positions are long, I'm long a call here, put here, and long the call there. Long the put, long the call. Long the put, long the call. Both sides have long options because they're corresponding. The numerical values of their gamma, theta, and vega are identical, but because both options are long, we're going to get a positive 7.2 gamma on both sides, a negative 4 cent vega on both sides, and a positive 5 cent vega on both sides. The Greeks match up identically. That goes back to the idea that a long position can create a long position when we're talking about options. Long option here turns into a long option here. These two plus and minuses, if we had one of these as a short option, say if the call was short, it can't match up to the long put because the short call would give us a negative gamma instead of positive. The short call would give us a positive theta instead of the negative. The short call would give us a negative vega instead of the positive. This is why I said earlier that you can turn a long call into a long put, but you can't turn a short call into a long put. You can't turn a short put into a long call. Long options turn into long options. Well, the last thing we have to look at is our synthetic short put. Construction, long the stock, short a call in a 1-to-1 ratio. Wait a second. Long the stock, short the call in a 1-to-1 ratio. I know that. Long stock, short call. That's a covered call strategy. The covered call strategy is actually synthetically a short put. They're identical. This construction here of the synthetic short put is actually the same construction as the covered call strategy. Long the stock, short the call in a 1-to-1 ratio. When we're going to look at the Greeks of the real short put versus our synthetic short put, we're going to find out that both positions have the identically same Greeks. That means that both positions will react in the exact similar way when they react to the movements in the changes in the variables. When the stock moves, both positions will act identically. When volatility moves, both positions will act identically. When time passes, both positions will react identically. And we know already, I'm sure you know, that both will make and lose the same amount of money at the exact same price levels. Why? Because both have the same charts. Because they're both the same position. So your actual put is going to be identical to that synthetic put. And that synthetic short put is actually the covered call strategy. Let's take a look at the P&L. If I sell one June 65 put at $1.48 with the stock at $65.50 and the stock trades up to $67.50, my put will lose value. My put will trade down to 77 cents. But since I sold it at $1.48 and it's now down at 77 cents, I have a profit of 71 cents, giving me a total profit of $71 for the whole contract. My synthetic short put should behave in the exact same manner. I buy 100 shares at $65.50. Remember the construction. Long the stock. And short the call. I sell one June 65 call at 204. What do we have here? This is the covered call strategy. The covered call strategy is actually a synthetic short put. Stock trades up to $67.50, giving us a $2 profit in our long shares. The call, however, trades up from 204 to 334. That's a $1.30 loss, giving us a positive P&L of 70 cents. How? $2 profit on the stock, $1.30 loss from our call, total of 70-cent profit for a total dollar profit of $70 for the entire contract. Again, identically same function and result when the stock traded up. Let's see what happens the other way. When I sell one June 65 put at $1.48 with the stock at $65.50. Let's now have the stock trade down against this. Stock trades down to $61.50. The put value increases from $1.48, where we sold it, to $3.94. That's going to give us a little bit of a loss, huh? A $2.46 loss. Total dollar loss, $246. Our synthetic short put is going to do the same exact thing. Remember, buy the stock. We're buying 100 shares at $65.50. Sell one June 65 call at $2.04. The stock trading down to $61.50 creates a $4 loss per share in the stock. Our call trades from $2.04, where we sold it, down to 49 cents with the stock at $61.50. What do we have? We've got a profit here. We sold the call at $2.04. It's now worth 49 cents. We now have a $1.55 profit on our call. Kind of helps take away a little of the sting of our stock loss. $4 loss on the stock, $1.55 profit on the call. What do we have? A loss of $2.45, or $245 for the entire contract. Again, both positions reacting identically to the down trade in the stock. It comes down to the Greeks again. It always seems to come down to the Greeks, doesn't it? Both positions have the same Greeks. They've got to be identical positions then. Over here, when we sell our put, we become long 44 deltas. Put's a negative instrument, we sell it, long deltas. Over on this side, our short call will give us short 56 deltas. The call is a long instrument. We sell it, negative times a positive is what? Negative. We have a short 56 delta from the short call. We're long 100 deltas, however, from our stock. Long 100 deltas from the stock, short 56 deltas from the calls. What do we have? Long 44 deltas, just like the short put. When we take a look at the strike-based Greeks, what are we going to find? We're going to find that numerically, both will have the same gamma, theta, and vega. Why? They're corresponding options. They're strike-based. The gamma, theta, and vega don't care that one's a put, one's a call. They only care that they're both June 65s. Same month, same strike. Over here, we're selling the actual put. Over here, we're selling this corresponding call. Both will have negative gamma. Short option, short gamma. Short option, short gamma. And since they're corresponding, they'll have the same short gamma. Both positions have a long theta. When you sell a call, what do? You start acquiring the decay. 4 cents a day coming to me. When you sell the put, you acquire theta. 4 cents every day coming to me. Both are corresponding options. Both will now have the same positive 4 cent theta. And finally, vega. When we short options, we have short vega. Short option, short vega. The June 65 put, negative 5 cent vega. The June 65 call, negative 5 cent vega. Both of these positions have the same exact Greeks. They have to act identically because they're going to react to each of the different changing variables in the exact same manner. That's the basics of synthetics. Now, what you're seeing here are two separate positions that are identical in their risks and rewards. But in today's market, even though the two positions are identical, they're priced differently. And that sets up an advantage that we're going to talk about later. We've got more to come.
All right, well, that was awesome. Now I think everybody knows how to enter a position instead of the one way that they thought that they could enter the position. Now they know that there's an alternative, and they can enter a position in two different ways, the regular way or the synthetic way, and they can exit the position in one of two ways now. And when you enter the position, obviously you want to try to enter the position in the cheaper of the two ways.
Provided you're going long first.
Of course.
If you're selling first, you obviously want to enter in the more expensive way.
That's
but,
right.
You know,
when
just
you're
in
selling,
case for those that aren't
when you're
following.
selling, you want to get more money, and when you're buying, you want to buy for a little bit less.
Buy high. No.
No,
Buy
no, no,
low.
no. Buy low.
So,
Right.
okay. Just, you know, that one's tough. I don't
Right.
like that one all the
So
time.
now that you've learned about Greek, synthetics, delta, gamma, and everything like that, remember, buy low and sell high.
But hey, let's get back to synthetics.
All right, we'll talk about synthetics.
Okay. Synthetics are very important for a number of reasons. As you said in the open, you know, it relates the stock with a call and its corresponding put.
Right.
We said that options are mathematically based, and that means that everything has to add up. And when you start learning synthetics, you see exactly what we're talking about there. You see how everything had to add up. The stock has to be priced at a certain way in relation to the put and the call.
Right.
The put and the call have to be priced in a certain way to relate to the stock. And the stock and the call and the call and the put and the put and the, those things are all interconnected mathematically. So whenever you're actually learning options, anytime you have an instructor that teaches you anything, they should be able to show you mathematically how what they've said is true. If they don't, one of two things. Either what they said isn't true, or number two, they don't really understand it themselves. They're just, you know, giving you a rehearsed speech. Everything needs to add up, and you have advantages understanding synthetics. Synthetics are used in morphing, and synthetics are used for taking advantage of the put-call skew, and we know there's a put-call skew out there.
Well, is there any number one absolute, for first place, the absolute number one most important thing that you can take away from the synthetics that they've just learned?
I would say if you want to take away something on a knowledge base, the understanding of synthetics is a foundational building block and a powerful one for really understanding options, not just trading them, understanding them. For those people that say, well, how does it make me make money? You know, and you've got people like that every little thing has to make the money. It doesn't happen in their industry, but it's supposed to happen here, right? If, you know, I have to solve their problem, if I use synthetics and I am constantly getting in trades at the best possible price and then out of my trade at the best possible price, odds are I'm going to be making a few extra cents each time. That could add up to maybe 5 cents a trade.
Which doesn't sound like a lot in the beginning.
No.
But per trade, ask yourself how many trades that you make.
Exactly. And on top of that, think about how much each trade costs you. Each trade might just cost you a penny and a half a share or $1.50 a contract. If every time I make a trade, I now tack on an additional $5 to what I would have made, that additional $5 covers your next 3 trades.
And let's assume that they're not just trading one option contract. I mean, there's going to be plenty of times where they're trading 20, 50, or more option contracts. They're going to be saving a heck of a lot
not right
more.
off the bat, but I'm sure they'll get to that level once we're done with them. But let's start them off a little slower.
All right.
A little slower.
Well, what do you say we go to reverse conversions next?
Yeah, definitely. What they need to know is they definitely need to know now that we have these two different ways of getting into a trade and getting out of a trade, what happens if I get in one way but then get out the other? Obviously, if they're synthetically equivalent, these things should cancel each other out, but they're still going to appear in their position, and that's because they have now created an arbitrage, like the reverse conversion.
Right, so they're exploiting the small price differentials, and they're positioning themselves into an arbitrage.
That's exactly right.
All right, well, let's get into the reverse conversions.
I'll go show them.
All right.
Now that we've covered synthetic positions, that's going to lead us right into something called reversals and conversions. The reason it leads us right into it is we now have a situation where we've got two positions that are identical in every sense, but could be priced differently. That sets up a little situation called an arbitrage. First, the construction. The reversal is constructed by being short stock, short a put, long that put's corresponding call in a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. That means short 100 shares, short one put, long that put's corresponding call, one of them. On the other side of this trade is the conversion. The conversion, you're going to be long stock, long put, and short the corresponding call in a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. The reversal and the conversion are simply actually opposite sides of the same trade. Short stock versus long stock. Short put versus long put. Long corresponding call versus short the corresponding call. Two sides of the same trade. So what is this reversal and conversion? What they are is actually an arbitrage. What was that word again? Arbitrage. Two positions that are identical, synthetic versus real. Instead of being the synthetic position and the real position, comparing them as equals, we're going to look at their opposite sides. Synthetic long versus real short. Real long versus synthetic short. If synthetic positions are truly identical in every way to the real position, then buying the synthetic and selling the real should cancel each other out. Buying the real and selling the synthetic should cancel each other out. What an arbitrage is a position with no position. You've removed the risk out of your position. When we talk about arbitrage in the markets, think about simultaneously buying and selling the exact same security at the exact same time at different prices. That happens a lot globally. IBM might be trading for $100 here in the US, while simultaneously in London, it's trading for $100.50. We could buy it at one price, 100, sell it simultaneously overseas at $100.50, and lock in 50 cents. There is no position. We bought and sold. The position cancels out, hopefully with a profit. That's what arbitrage is. Simultaneously buying and selling the same position at different prices. Now, in the options market, we can do that not from one exchange to another, but from one construction to another. Synthetic position versus its real position. Now, when we look at the position exactly, we're looking at buyers doing the reversal. When we look at the actual reverse conversion, the actual trade, buyers do the reversal, sellers do the conversion. The reason is the value of the reversal, the value of the conversion, being that they're an arbitrage, is simply the cost of carry for the month. One of these positions has someone who's short stock. The reversal, remember the construction, it has short stock. This person who's doing the reversal that is becoming short stock is collecting interest at the end of the month. The person doing the conversion is long stock. They owe interest out at the end of the month. So you might say, well, why would anybody want to do the conversion if the reversal is going to be collecting money at the end of the month? Why would I want to pay money at the end of the month? Well, obviously, you can see the reversal. I will pay a certain amount today to receive a certain amount of more interest at the end of the month. What was that, Wimpy or whatever his name is on Popeye the Sailor Man, talking about gladly loaning this and borrowing that? All you're doing here on the reversal is you're, what? Paying money today to collect more in the future. The seller, the converter, the person who's going to be long stock, they're going to have to pay money at the end of the month. Why would you be willing to pay money at the end of the month? Because you're getting paid more right now than you have to pay at the end of the month. So the reverser, they're willing to pay money for that position. Why? Because if they pay 5 cents today with the knowledge that they're going to gain 10 cents at the end of the month, makes plenty of sense. Meanwhile, the seller is looking at it saying, I'm going to owe 10 cents at the end of the month. I'll do that, provided I can get paid 15 cents right now. Buyer on the reverser. Seller is the converter. Do understand that you're never going to be able to do this arbitrage as a whole. You'll never have that opportunity to do the arbitrage. Why? Because of the bid-ask spread. Remember, as an individual investor, you have to buy on the offer. You need to sell on the bid. If you tried to do this whole reversal or conversion in one fell swoop, these things only trade for a matter of 5 or 6 cents. The bid-ask spreads are going to be way more than that. Even if there is an advantage, you won't be able to get your hands on it because you've got to spend more money in the bid-ask spread than you could ever make in the reverse conversion. The reason these things are so tight and they're so accurate are there are programs that actually search the markets for this exact situation. So the value of this position with no position, the value of this arbitrage is simply the cost of carry, interest minus dividend. Now, why would I want to use this reverse conversion? What benefit would it have? I mean, if I can't make any money doing it, then why the hell do I want to do it? Simple reason. Because my understanding of this reversal and conversion can allow me to exit synthetic positions with one trade. If I only spend one trade, I only spend one commission and one bid-ask spread. Remember, our synthetic positions are built up by what? 2 positions. 2 positions mimicking one. If those 2 positions that I used can be shut down by doing one trade, I am getting the advantage of one less commission and one less bid-ask spread. So I can learn to exit from my synthetic stock position. I can learn to exit from my synthetic call position. I can learn to exit from my synthetic put position by doing just one trade.